So New Balance is back into the spotlight this year, and Footwear News has actually just named New Balance the athletic brand of the year for its wildly successful collaborations and general reintroduction and excitement of the brand back into mainstream footwear. This silhouette right here, the 992, is actually one of the main culprits for why the brand has blown up so much over this last year. There were a few different collaborations that have all sold out immediately and all done extremely well in the resale market to drive so much hype and attention back to the brand and specifically this silhouette. This colorway right here that I have in hand for you guys is just the gray 992, the inline generic colorway that actually sells out all the time as soon as it drops. It's actually really difficult to get your hands on a pair of this, and I want to dive into why that's happened, talk a little bit more about New Balance across this year, and get you guys a full review and on feet of the 992. So really excited for today's video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and keep it locked to the channel for all of my future reviews and news and information around the channel here. But for now, let's go and start diving into the New Balance 992 Gray, starting with the quick facts. So to get it started here, here's really what you need to know about the New Balance 992. First off, in terms of the fit and the sizing, so it does fit a little bit big, so I do recommend going down a half size for a more correct fit. In terms of the comfort, it's actually a really comfortable shoe. I don't think you'd be disappointed after trying this thing on. The one thing to note about the sizing and the fit is that right at the ball of your foot, there's something in the insole where you can really feel that pivot point. It's not a bad thing or necessarily a good thing. It's just something I noticed that I wanted to point out. So just keep that in mind. And then finally, in terms of the pricing on this sneaker, like I mentioned, it did come in at a retail of $175. But on the resale market, it doesn't move a ton from what I can see, but it does sell out, pretty frequently at that 175 retail. So it might be on the resale market for as much as around 200, 225. And now if we start talking about how the shoe is constructed and what we actually see on the sneaker, it's pretty much entirely made up of suede and mesh for the upper. It's a really nice material. You do have those white laces included and the New Balance logo on the top of the tongue as well. Then the midsole and outsole is kind of a transition of, white to gray. With some added stuff on the rest of the midsole as well as on the outsole. It's just a really clean looking shoe. Again, does really have that kind of dad shoe vibe to it. It feels a bit older, kind of more in the way of how streetwear is looking at the moment. Also a shoe that Steve Jobs did wear, so keep that in mind too. And another kind of cool fact about the shoe, it did go away for a while but saw a reintroduction this year, again with the collaborations that I mentioned before. So the two main prominent ones around the 992 were the Joe Freshgoods one that we saw drop back during All-Star Weekend, and then the second set of them was the Jown collaboration in two different colorways. Those things are crazy and drove so much hype and attention to the brand in this silhouette. All three of those shoes going for a lot of money on the resale market, as you guys can see. And finally here, for the on feet, one last thing you guys can see, there are a few 3M reflective parts to the sneaker around kind of the heel and the N logos on either sneaker. And then the final things I want to mention are just the construction on the box and what we see inside the sneaker for you guys to compare. If you want to do any legit checks or things like that, you can see the tag on the front of the box and then the tag behind the tongue inside the sneaker for all the numbers and information. So after taking a look at the gray New Balance 992 on feet, I think there's plenty to say about the shoe, but I'll wrap it up into one main takeaway I want to share with you guys that I think is important to know about this sneaker. Then I'll get you my final rating and we'll wrap up the video. So the one last thing I want to mention to you guys is that as a whole, the dad shoe wave is definitely still here. And definitely not for everybody. It's sort of a certain taste and look that has to appeal to you, but this shoe definitely expresses that. This feels like that dad shoe vibe. I think we see similar types of sentiments with the Yeezy 700 line, even with some of the Balenciaga models, but all of that is very in right now, and I feel like specifically this shoe, the New Balance 992, definitely fits in the trends and fashion that we're seeing right now. So I think it makes a lot of sense for the whole reintroduction of New Balance this year and why it's doing so well. So it's definitely not for everybody, but I personally like it. I really do like this gray colorway a lot. I was a big fan of the Jown colorways and not a huge fan of the Joe Freshgoods pair. I can appreciate it and I like the the materials that it came with, but I wasn't so crazy on the actual colorway. But the other ones I think just look really good and definitely fit that kind of dad vibe aesthetic if you guys are going for that. So just something to keep in mind. But to wrap it up here and give you my final rating and opinion, I think this is an easy 9 out of 10 in my book. It's a very well put together shoe. It is a little bit on the expensive side, but it's really nice, and I really don't think you'd be disappointed with it after checking it out in hand. It's one thing to see it online and on the internet, but after really feeling the shoe and seeing it, it's a very nice shoe, and I really do like it a lot. So leave any comments or questions in the comments down below if you guys have any additional feedback. I want to thank you guys for stopping by and checking out the video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys again real soon on the next video.